on my page.
Wait. KP Panyasai.
Yeah. And then Mad Talk TV show. Yeah. When I'm on a countdown.
Happy 4th of July, everyone. So I am kind of hijacking KP's studio, and he's going to be joining me. I love Independence Day. So we're going to talk about America because we are both naturalized citizens, but from other countries. And we just want to show and share our appreciation for America today.
Okay, I'm joining you now.
Yay. I thought it was just going to be.
No, it's a little bit. She can't just hijack my place without me being involved in it. So
I almost did that.
I know that. Did you? Hey, happy 4th of July, everyone. This is KP, the Mad Laotian. I hope everyone's having a great. We're watching what's going on. It's a good time for you guys to ask us questions as well too. So see what's going on. That way, you guys just have fun. So Karen, what do you want to talk about? Let's just talk about. We're both.
I want to talk about
citizen.
America.
Okay, let's talk
about America. I'm originally from India, and I really feel that I am in the best place in the universe right now.
Absolutely.
I think it's, I understand that it's a great perspective to have, and it's all about your perception. But I find that America, honestly, I've traveled many places all over the world, and every time I come back, I'm appreciative. I know that Americans, we're a little spoiled and whatnot, but at the end of the day, I really am grateful for all of the freedoms that we hear, especially that we have here, especially as a female coming from India. And I'm just thankful every single day that I get up.
Absolutely.
That I get to be free. I had to get to not just. I don't know. I think that if you have not lived in a third world country, or you've not experienced what not having freedom looks like, you really don't understand, what we've got going on here.
So. No, absolutely. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to find. I know Karen has found her stuff. I'm trying to find it on my page, way of just I'll make sure that it's on. I actually do appreciate it because for me personally, I actually, I was born in Laos. Most people don't know where Laos is. Everybody's always know Thailand or Cambodia or Vietnam, right? So I was born in Laos, and I came here as a refugee. There's a terminology difference between refugee and an immigrant. A refugee, we had to be fled. We had to force ourselves out of the country for political things. And I've lived in this country for a year. I came here about 6, 7 years old. And so I am. This is one of the greatest country. I've traveled around the world, seen so many things. And when I come back home, I just am very appreciative. I know people think, well, we don't like the government, the way it is. We'll try not to be political about it. I don't want to be political, especially on the day of this. I think the people are the one that makes America so great. You know, whether that's, you talk about freedom, having the opportunity to be who you are. Same thing with me. I'm just very grateful and blessed to have that freedom to be here.
Yeah. And you are saying government, you know, if you're complaining about our government, I'll tell you what, it's not much better anywhere else you go. And here, at least, I know that I've gone overseas and whatnot, and I know, bribery and all of that stuff goes on. There's all kinds of corruption in government, but here there's still a sense of safety. This is not a lawless country.
Yes, absolutely.
Try being in a lawless country. And again, try being a woman in a lawless country. I'll never forget. So one of my pet peeves, is whenever foreigners, me being one, right, immigrants, we come over from another country, and we're dying to get here. But when we get here, it's all of a sudden we are kind of, America this and America in a negative way.
Yes.
I'll never forget, I used to work with a CPA firm. I had to share an office with somebody, and she happened to be Russian. And, it's not Russian, it's everybody. East Indians do this as well. But, man, I don't know, maybe she thought, hey, you're a foreigner, I'm a foreigner. And she would just every single day talk shit on America. Man, every single day I had to hear her say,
really?
Sweetheart, yeah, stupid America. And then finally I said, and then she would complain. I said, why don't you like America? They don't let my son in and this and that. And Russia's so much better. And to a point where I felt like I was, I was offended, first of all, but I was adding to the problem because I wasn't saying anything about it. And one day came where I told her, I said, and it took me a lot of courage, but I thought, and she was a great person. This is just how she thought. So I actually ended up telling her, hey, maybe, you shouldn't be here.
Yeah,
right? Be in Russia then. If you're going to be hating coming in, there's a saying, don't shit in the same plate that you eat out of.
Absolutely.
Why are you shitting on America if you fought to get here? You're trying to bring your son here, but all of a sudden, it's not good enough. And Americans are shit or whatever. She would say so much, with so many horrible things about Americans. So, and it's not just her. It's a lot of foreigners do that. We forget how much we wanted to be here, how much we wanted to come here. And we come here and completely start bad-mouthing it. I mean, why would you do that?
Yeah, I hear that as often too, but even folks that actually live here, because they've seen, the greatest thing about what we have is the freedom of choice, and not only that, we are living in a time, especially now, everything is so politicized. That's why I'm not trying to be political about the things. Especially elections coming up. There's some crazy things to talk about, and always about this immigration stuff. I get to the perspective, I get the point, but today we're just focusing on we're so thankful to be able to live in a country, to appreciate. I know we're not a perfect society committee, but I think we live in the greatest country. I say that because they gave me an opportunity. It's also that we make it. The opportunity. Nothing's given to us. We work, especially being from another country. We've come here to build a life for our family. Our parents have put their lives and gave up the things that they gave up in their birthplace so that they can bring us here to give us an opportunity. I saw something posted, my sister posted something about, a picture of us leaving the refugee camp on Thailand the last day, and talk about how wonderful that this country has given us the opportunity to live our dream. The concept of the American dream still exists. Still exists for those that are from another country. Like you talk about, when you were talking about you going to America, the playing to your mom, that's heaven. For me, it's like, I'm like, I always dreamt about here. Then it was so weird. My first experience of what America is like, or her thought was, when I was in the Philippines, I saw my first American film was the Star Wars, and Black Stallion, I thought America's gonna be like Star Wars. This is gonna be interesting, spaceships, everything. Then reality, because that's what you thought was, and not only that, but you never see people blonde hair, blue eye.
Yeah.
You know, everybody looks to what we look like in our hometown. But at the same time, when we came here, it's like, oh my gosh, what a great opportunity. Like I said, nothing was easy. We've faced many adversity growing up, being bullied, being called all kinds of names, being picked on because we're different. But that doesn't define us who we are. And also, you know, they define us like, hey, look, we got an opportunity to get educated. In other countries, education is tough. And I've seen some parents like will walk miles to get their kids to get education. You know, and work so hard, or send their kids away from them, or leave to work so that children go to get education.
Right.
And that
even basic necessities. I don't think Americans really understand that some of our poorest. Okay, here I don't really think that we have a huge issue with poverty as much as we do with mental health issues. When people see people on the streets, it's not that they don't have programs and assistance and all that. It's a lot having to do with mental health. In other countries, it's not because of mental health. They really don't have clean running water.
Yes.
And this isn't just, you know, there's many countries like this. So a lot of, you know, I went back about, 17 years ago, back to India. You know, came here when I was 7, then went back for the first time. And still, I had to bathe. I had to warm up my water. And I know there's areas of every country where they're more developed, but not like it is in America, where we had to warm up our water. And I remember having to take a cold bath, scoop it out, and go,
the bucket,
you
right?
know,
Or like
and
a jar.
and the conveniences that we have here, you cannot fathom. Okay, what it's like in other countries.
Yes.
This is our poorest. Some of our poorest people, you know, are very, very wealthy.
Absolutely.
They would be considered very wealthy in another country. So I always say that, you know what, every American needs to take a trip to a third world country, spend some time there, and to really get a true appreciation for what America does provide. Yes, we got our issues. Who doesn't?
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah. I think I think, you know, speaking from another person born in the country, have lived through communism, and coming here and have the opportunity to have a voice, not only have a voice, but an opportunity to have an education, an opportunity to expand the business that I do, and have a, you know, I know there's still political things, but it doesn't stop you. That's what's so great about this nation. I mean, people have left countries and centuries to be here, to be able to build a foundation for them, for their children and future children. That's what I'm looking forward to. I'm an American now because I grew up here. You know, I became a citizen like in the late '90s. You know, after being here so many years, holding a green card through the process. I think one of the greatest things that this country has given me is the opportunity to do whatever I want to do.
Do whatever,
Yes.
whatever you want to do. Waking up truly free.
If I was in another country, I wouldn't have an opportunity. If I would have spoke against a government, somebody would be knocking my door. You know, if I was doing certain business, somebody would shut it down because they didn't like what I do, and or complain, or be locked up, or we call it, just brainwashing you. You know, certain countries do that restriction, but even though we hear, it's like, my gosh, we have that opportunity. And people, I hate the comparison how, and it sounds political, but you know, they're treating the folks down there like concentration camps. Like, whoa, that is just extreme.
Yeah.
You know, we're such a smart people that we have to find ourselves, determine what it is. But when you start using that term, because somebody's trying to push you to believe in anything, but again, you're able to do that because it's a country we're in. That's why the 4th of July was the founding father. They weren't perfect, you know, but generations and generations. America is still very new.
Yeah.
Very, very new.
Yeah. I
You
think,
know?
yeah, I love America. I think I always say that, you know, India gave me my spirituality, but America gave me the freedom to practice.
Absolutely.
It's Americans have a courageous heart. They really do. We really know what freedom looks like here.
Yeah.
And for that, oh my gosh, if you don't think you're blessed, you know, like I said, go visit a third world country. Just look at something on YouTube or whatnot. But that is when you'll really realize, like, wow, we have it very different here. We're very spoiled. And I
Yes.
call it my heaven.
Yes.
I really do.
I really appreciate when you were telling your story about when you were a kid and your mom is like, you looked up and was like, that's where we're going.
Yes.
And that's what, especially being a kid at that early stage, and you're from another country and you see, oh my gosh, I want to be there.
The cleanliness.
Yes.
Okay, when I landed in San Francisco, first of all, I thought I was landing in heaven. No kidding. I thought, wow, because my mom just said, oh yeah, we are going to heaven. Landing there, and I'm telling you, 2 weeks, I was just mesmerized. I was thinking, wow, where are these wonderful smells coming from? Look at the roads, cars. I really did. I thought this heaven is amazing.
Yeah.
It really is. So I'm fortunate. I wake up that way, and there isn't a day that I don't feel blessed for being
Absolutely.
here. Yeah.
Absolutely. And even the folks that, that were born here, I hear the complaint, this is, I want to get out here. We have a bad president, but I want to move out of the country. This is the country. It's not a country I grew up with again. We have all those things, but you know what, guys? It is an amazing. It's the people. Remember we talked about we the people. We don't understand the concept of we the people. We are the people that make this great nation. We have a great system, an election system where every year, 4 years, what it may be, if we do not like the person in office, we vote them out.
Yes.
Everything's a check and balance. When I became a citizen, I had to understand the American history. I had to understand the three branches of government, what it takes, what it is, and before I was able to be a citizen. But I appreciate the check and balance because in other countries, voting is important. Some people didn't get a chance to vote for many, many, many years or certain countries.
Yep.
And we have that opportunity, We're not always going to agree with a political, whatever you mean, a D on your registration or an R, whatever it may be. But we're American as an overall. That's the most important thing.
Yeah.
We are an American, and we live in a country. We contribute what we can, helping those. We're fortunate we can. The one thing that my father taught me, said, you know what? This country gave us an opportunity. Let's be part of this country.
Yes.
Contribute to part of this country through our education, to giving back to the community, to whatever it is that we may be. Because I'm a first generation. You're first.
Well, we're not even first generation because we weren't born here.
Yeah.
Right?
No. Even I wasn't born here, but I'm the first of my family generation that have settled here. If people have been here since the early stage of they had probably 4 or 5 generations here. But I'm a first person here, and I have children now. That my children are American, but I also have a heritage from India, from Laos.
Yeah.
But for them to understand that this is a great nation to live, an opportunity. You can if you put your mind into it, you can do whatever you want and go to college and live here. Even America, most people live in a certain state or a certain city and never left that area to explore what other part of the countries and then that's where the misinformation happens.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
When we just
because you're living in that box, right? That's all you know.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Even if we have the modern technology, I can Google it, Siri, but until you experience yourself, make your own determination and judgment.
Yes. And that's, people always ask, why do foreigners come here and they do so well? Because we appreciate the opportunity. We really do understand what it feels like to wake up without opportunity, to say, this is it. This is my life. And you come to America and it's like an open box. You can do whatever you want. You literally can.
Yes.
And I think that whenever somebody comes from another country, it's like, oh my gosh, this is all I needed was that green light. Yeah. And then on top of it, we've got so many resources.
Absolutely.
We've got so many, so much of government funding for this and that. And they always talk about the systems broken. I'm sorry. You want to see systems broken? Go look at other countries, right? America's system, I don't know. It's never really let me down.
Yeah. You know the thing about, they talk about, hey, these foreigners, these people, refugees, the immigrants coming to take my job. Or even though the jobs are the dirty jobs, the cleaning jobs, the one that below minimum wage job, or working in the field, working on the farm, we're not complaining.
No,
the folks that are the other person coming, they're not complaining because they have a job so they can provide for their family.
Yes.
Even though some of those guys that I know, that my uncles and my dad, super educated in the old country. Like they're doctors, they're captains,
Right.
the engineers. When they came to this country because they didn't speak the language, they were not qualified.
Right.
But they're willing to work as a janitor. They're work as a dishwasher or work out in the field because they want to provide for their children and their families and just build a life. And they don't complain. I know it's a hard work. And then you say, well, you're trying to take my job. If you really feel that way, then you know what? Try go in the field and pick.
I've
in the
been
hot
there.
summer.
Yeah, that's where we started.
You know,
Yeah,
or
that's where
scrubbing
we started.
toilets for
Yeah.
not minimum, for small, low amount. Just for or even have something in a house, a roof over your head. The necessity, the simplicity.
You know, that kind of tells you about the thinking because, like you said, educated people from other countries will come here and they will see a minimal job like working out in the fields as, oh my gosh, who cares? This is an opportunity. They focus on the opportunity opposed to, oh, I'm having to do this and my status was this and whatnot, right? You got it. It's up to you on what your attention, what you give your attention to.
Absolutely.
Right. So I love America, and I will say that to the day that I die. I think it is the most beautiful place to be.
It is.
And
I
not that
agree.
there's not other great countries out there, but for me, I think that without being here, I know that my life wouldn't be what it is. I wouldn't have grown the way that I did. I wouldn't wake up the way that I do. And so I'm very, very fortunate.
Yeah, and I'm very appreciative for even the servicemen and women that serve the past and current and the future. They're there to protect us. You know, we're not always might be agree on certain things politically, but you know they've given their service to serve that we can have this freedom, you know, that we can have the choice that we could do, whether we agree or disagree. The one problem we have is we don't have this communication where we actually talk. We might have a different view, a political view, but if we sit down together, I respect you. We're an American. Over the end of the day, we're an American. We live in this country. Let's make it the best we can and live and contribute. You know, I like I said, we feel the tension with such a, you know, tension going on right now, especially now, where it's like it's not. It's been there. It's just how many of us actually know our neighbors?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, the old American way is like, I can go to my neighbors next door and get sugar. Nowadays, I gotta have a gun. Nowadays, I have I don't trust my neighbor anymore. So that's that fear.
Like I said, I feel
Yeah.
like that is where if you put your attention there, I promise you'll find a lot of fear. You want to find whatever you want to find. Just give your attention to it, and I promise it'll be yours. Right. My thing. Also, calling yourself an American.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes I used to kind of feel guilty for saying, oh no, because from our communities, like, oh no, you're Indian, and I said yes, India is, but America is what gave me the opportunity.
Absolutely.
I love my mother country too, but I'm an American.
Yes.
I'm an American. I'm a proud Indo-American.
Yes.
Okay, if that helps. But a lot of people that come in, I think more than anything, I want to talk to the people that come in from other countries. Honor this country.
Absolutely.
Okay, remember why you wanted to come. Okay, and watch what comes out of your mouth for this country.
Yeah.
Right. Love your. That doesn't mean. I think maybe people have. I don't know. They feel bad about claiming themselves to be American because they think somehow they're dishonoring their own motherland. I know that with our Indian community that happens a lot. It's like, oh no, you're Indian. I've actually gotten comments. Why are you always American? You're Indian.
Oh yeah.
I'm sorry. No, I'm American.
I get the same comment as well too. You know, why are you not involved in coming? You don't like us. You don't feel like you belong. Hey, look, I'm proud of who I am. I'm proud of where I came from, where I originated. I was born, and my heritage. But I am an American. You know. But you feel like, well, they don't treat us right. No. Remember, America is such a large. We, the people, we can make a contribution to this great nation. You know, I get it. I get the same things comments as you. Why you're not an American. You're Lao. I said, yes, I'm a Lao heritage with a heritage, history. I don't forget that. I'm very proud to be a Lao Chinese person. But I've lived in America. When I first, when I got my paper said that certificate about an American citizen. That's an emotional. That is like one of the biggest highlight that I've had, to now that to be recognized and to go to naturalizations and holding your hands up and soar, to all this. People have whatever it may be politically, but man, I was so proud. I was so proud. And when I got a chance to vote, legally to vote, I mean, I was like, I'm going to participate in my civic duty,
Yes.
be involved in the process.
Yes.
You know, agree or disagree, I'm going to be involved in the process because I feel if you have actually talked to people that like from folks in the country that became citizen, oh my gosh, you
Yeah,
can
it's a
see the
big deal.
joy. It's a huge big deal for them.
Yeah.
And you know, it's like even though I wasn't born here, but when I became and been recognized and through the process.
Mm-hmm.
Became a citizen, I went, wow, now I have a passport as an American citizen's passport.
Yes.
I can travel around the world
Yes.
and with respect. And every people said, you know, where do you live? I said, I live in America. You know, I love it. And they always ask, how does it feel? Like, ask me, other people have never come here. Say, what is it like? Because it's great, you know, but I also love and respect the country that I visit.
Yes.
So I love what you guys do. And maybe you would disagree, but you know what? Hey, look, we're human, but man, I love coming home.
Yes.
I love landing on
Me
the
too.
airport.
I love coming back home.
I
don't
do.
care where I'm at. I've been, you know, and every time that plane touches ground, it's like even my kids like, oh, we're home. Yes, we're home. You know, another thing is we talk about discrimination. I
yeah.
know discrimination.
Oh, yes.
I'm brown. Hey,
Yeah.
you know, you think I don't know, but try going to other countries and see how you feel about discrimination. Okay, especially if you're not of that ethnicity. I promise you, America. We've got very minimal discrimination and prejudice, and whenever you live here compared to other countries.
Absolutely.
So I know that you know we've had to go through that. We'd had to face adversity. I've gone through even now, you know, but I keep it into perspective. I keep that perspective on. Hey, I know how bad it can be.
Yeah.
So and just celebrate our differences, right?
Yeah,
Celebrate
I
our
totally
differences.
understand about being different because I came here in the early 80s. Everybody wanted to fight me because they thought I was like kung fu-ish, you know? It kind of thing, because the black belt, Bruce Lee, all that stuff was back then. They just want to pick a fight on you because you were different, you know? And for me, it's like, okay. But, you know, it's like, you're like, okay, what do I do? Because I do, like Bruce Lee, scare the heck out of him. But I get the choice. But also, you talk about going to other countries. Yeah, even you look like this, but because of you might be lighter, you be darker, even in
try going.
the caste system, all that stuff, it still has that
Yeah.
prejudices and hardship. You know, like I said, but here, you know what? I have a voice. That's a power,
Yes.
especially for you as being a woman from
Right.
another country, from India, and
Absolutely.
having
Absolutely.
here being a power, have a voice, and be able to express their opinion, be able to have a career, be able to move up the ladder in society. That's huge. That is something that nobody can take, and this country we call America gave us that opportunity.
Yeah. It gave me an opportunity as a human to grow. Now, if I was still in India, I'll tell you, I would have been in that boxed-in thinking. And I remember being in that boxed-in, rigid thinking. I was raised a certain way with a certain community. So it's not like I landed in America and just all of a sudden, you know, I became colorblind and all of that. No, there is a process to that. And
Yes.
I think that America provides a great foundation for us all to come together and grow as individuals and look past color, look past, you know, religion,
Absolutely.
right? And I would never have imagined that I would have grown this much as a human. I would have been so open. Because, you know, most of my life I was in that box, regardless of living in America, but just being from a certain community. Because you're held to, hey, you're Indian, you know. You're Indian, and India's your mother country, and that's I love my mother tongue, I love my mother country, but America is what gave me this. And without, you know, being here, shoot, I might as well. I don't know
you know
what my
what?
life. I would have been arranged marriage, and you know,
I would have
God
multiple
knows.
wives.
Yeah. Oh, right. Yes. Laotians believe in that.
Well,
Yeah.
come on.
I don't
Wife number one, wife number two. I feel like let's dealing with one is enough, right? Why with one? It's just that's the certain cultural thing. But you know what? I actually appreciate just we're sharing story. This is what makes us amazing. So we're able to share the story. I know as you guys put about celebration. I know today is everybody's going to go out and barbecue, have a few adult beverages, maybe more than a few. I know that. But also you guys are going to go out to community events where there's fireworks, just celebrations. You know, I just want us to be responsible. And not only that, but you know what? Also about gathering is a celebration of togetherness. That's what it makes so exciting. That's why we gather around, you know, potlucks and having a good time. I mean, throughout the year, but recognizable. But I also wanted to ask you guys, for those that are watching us, I know some of you guys are watching. If you have any question for us, especially you want to know, please do ask questions because I want to share that story with you guys. Because, Karen said, hey, let's get together and do it. Yeah, why not? Why not just go live with this and express our thoughts on what we felt about the celebration today, what 4th of July means to us. I know some people say, I'm not going to celebrate because what the government's doing. I know some people have certain, whatever view there may be, but I think, we respect, we're still American at the end of the day, and I respect your opinion. I respect what you guys are doing. But for me, I celebrate this day, and I celebrate every day, actually.
Yeah, I do.
What is meant to be able to live in this country, able to do what I do, and to provide for my families, and to see the joy of others making a living, a life, And like I said, if I was back in the old country, I would have been doing certain things. I would be out in the rural area, farming, surviving, just to survive, or as a man going and find work, and trying to provide with a small percentage. But not every having a voice. They may say I have a voice, but the overall, at the end of the day, someone is making that decision for me.
The safety that we get here, how we get to express ourselves here. I mean, the food, God, I'm so happy that we've got, Asian food, Mexican food, German food. I mean, you don't get that. You don't get that. So I feel like if you're not succeeding, a lot of people make excuses. Oh, it's the system, it's this, it's that. I don't know. I don't buy into that. Ask me if there is the system is stopping you from doing something. I want to hear from you. I want to see, and I bet you anything I can provide you tons of resources where the system is more than happy to help you.
Yeah, I want to touch on about the system itself. When I first came to this country, I know my dad. We got some government assistance in helping. There's nothing wrong. They're just to get transition. But my dad said, stop. What we're here in this country to make something alive. You know what? Thank you for what you're doing. You know what? We are here to be self-sustained, sustainable.
Right. Yeah.
But if we need help from, yes, they're there. It's there. But don't abuse the system. But one of the greatest things that my dad, he was able to work. We collect cans, we got secondhand me down, blah, blah. We didn't care because we wanted to make something. And that is what's so ingrained about what my father's taught us, but also this country allow us to do those things. Yeah. Yes, there are people that abuse the system. There are people oppress the system. It's there for a reason. But what makes America great is people.
It's people.
And we can go from California all the way to the East Coast and different political views but at the end of the day, we love to where we live. We love what this opportunity is given to us. We talk about people coming out, they complain about all certain things. You know what? Hey, look, there's a plane ticket. You can fly out of here.
And I mean it. I mean it. Yeah. If anybody, after a while, if you are listening to somebody, I'm going to say it, shitting on America, and you are listening and allowing them to be that, say whatever they're saying, you're part of the problem too. Yeah. Before I spoke up against that girl, and mind you, me and her became really good friends, and that is just how she thought until someone painted a different perspective. So after I talked to her and said, hey, I won't say her name, but hey, Emma, let's say, right? Yeah. Maybe you should consider going back to your country. Maybe you shouldn't be bringing your son here because all I've heard is you talking negative. Kid you not, second day, hours went by. It was kind of quiet, and she said, "You know what, sweetheart? I appreciated the conversation we had yesterday. And you're right. America has done great things for me, and that is why we come here. Sometimes I think it's just out of habit or some kind of loyalty to our own country that we think we need to talk negatively. Believe it or not, to say I'm still Indian and that's great. Be Indian, be Russian, be Laotian, whatever you want. But that doesn't. You're not a more of your nationality just because you're shitting on America. Yeah. And I think that sometimes, especially whenever you're older and you've got a bond with your country, if that makes any sense, right? You've got a sense of loyalty, and maybe you're having some personal issues because you've left your country and come here, and that is why you're shitting on America. So a lot of people do that, and that's what she was doing. And she realized that. She said, yeah, you know what? I realized that I am talking bad about America. Yeah. Why did I come here? Yeah. So I have no qualms about telling somebody to their face, if they keep complaining and shitting on America and saying their country is better, then I suggest you go back to being. And I would tell myself the same thing. I need to go back to India then, right?
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Yes.
Don't do that. Negative energy is negative energy. You're not helping our country any, you know.
Julie did a message. As a granddaughter of an immigrant, I agree 100% with you both. So happy to live here. I think people are always looking for reason to be upset instead of looking around and being thankful for what we have. Thank you, Julie, for that comment. Absolutely true.
Energy flows where your attention goes.
That's what I was just going to say.
That's it.
Absolutely.
Bottom line, wherever, if you're getting a lot of something,
yes,
I promise you, you're the one drawing it to yourself. You're paying attention to it. So you're attracting it, and you'll attract it all day long. There's nothing anyone else outside of you can do about that.
So I absolutely agree. I think this is, especially today, as we remember, it's not just one day of July, so it's 4th of July, but I think it's every day. We should be appreciative for what we have here in this country, an opportunity to do what I said, succeed in whatever you want to do. And that doesn't make to say 4th of July is the only day we celebrate because it's nice to be recognized as the 4th of July, but every day it's a celebration.
Right. We've got abundance here of everything. And sometimes maybe like the food, maybe we shouldn't have that much abundance, but we do, right?
But I think it's great. I think it's great that we're able to share. I think sharing is very important, but also being involved. And if you are agree or disagree with the system, be involved. I know, especially, I would say, politically, we are coming up for another election. If you don't make that voice, people say my vote never counts. So let's talk about that. My vote never counts. Why would I go to vote? People will die to actually put their name on a ballot in other country.
Yeah, and be represented.
For the first times in decades, they're able to put their name on the ballot and vote. We have that duty. If you are, go make your voice. Whether agree, disagree, maybe the person that you vote for did not win, but you are part of that process and make a vote. It does make a difference, believe it or not.
Yeah.
And I thought for the longest time, why? I don't like the stuff. But actually, I'm going to vote. Whether that person, the candidate you support, win or not. But you know what? I made a difference because my ballot does count.
Yeah, it does.
And so I encourage people, if you are a citizen, and even people that are born here don't even vote.
Yeah.
So it's a right. That's a right.
Stop going like this and do something about it. That's what I always say. You know what? You have an issue. Why don't you zip and take some action? But like she said, a lot of people just, they are used to complaining, and maybe you're bored. Go do something else. Yeah. But don't shit on our country.
That's absolutely. But you know what? The great thing is, I like said, we just got together, just to talk about what we thought as American. We've lived here. You and I had the same similar story because we came here when 6, 7 years old from another country. You're a woman from I'm a guy from another country where we were little, where we were innocent. Our parents brought it here to give us an opportunity to make to make the best of our lives. And now we have kids. Yeah, we have children of our own, and we want to be able to teach our children to respect and love the country we lived in, and to be part of the process. If we agree or disagree, to be part. This is a great country to live in. Right. I absolutely love it, and people have put their lives on the lines to serve, and I appreciate that. And it's so politicized out there, but when I see I see the story and history of people, I get emotional. Yeah. I'm a very emotional person where I felt, you know what? I'm happy that you're here, that we're American. Especially, if you're a sports fan, I'm going to be watching the women's soccer championship game on Sunday at 8:00 in the morning. I'm cheering for what? USA.
Awesome.
We're going to play against Holland.
Who else are you going to cheer for?
But you know what? It's like, especially Olympic comes in USA. But you know what? Actually, I am proud to represent. When I go out to other countries, I'm even my face is an Asian face. When I go out to another country or other place, I represent this country no matter what. And I also represent my community. You represent your community. But first of all, yes, we're proud from the community. But we're American. American has no color.
Exactly.
There is no color.
It really doesn't. It really doesn't. And I always feel like a queen. I feel like we live like kings and queens here, honest to God. And if you don't believe me, go to third world country, and I promise you, you'll come back kissing this freaking floor. You will.
I know some people. If you guys had any questions or stuff, you guys are. I'm watching the feed. Thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate. I see. I see Mai tuning in, Julie tuning, Peter, Chris, Noy, Kenny, Nathan. I see Samantha. I see Bobby was tuning in too.
Yeah, Bobby.
I know. So, but I again, I appreciate the opportunity. If I was in another country, this would not be able. I would not be allowed to do this.
No, this would not. I would not.
Oh, no.
I can't wear sleeveless sometimes, right? Some countries you
Yeah.
can't. Women, you just don't. And men will use brute force against you. How about that, right?
Yeah.
And not having a choice over that. That just kills me, because I know there are, foreigners here are still trying to practice like they're in the foreign
Yeah.
country. But imagine being in a country where you really don't have to, you have to kind of make the best of your world, right? And if you're in a box as a female, you just got to make the best of that box, and it's horrible. I hate the thought of it.
I was
right? Suffocating.
I was actually wanted to compliment how much I was looking at the community, the Indian community. The women are now CEOs, business owners, are really moving up. They having that opportunity because this country gave them an opportunity,
Yes,
and
yeah.
their drive to be all they want, they can. Like I said, if you were back in whatever country, they won't have that voice or that opportunity
No.
to succeed and to move up the level.
Right.
Like we're not a perfect system, right?
Well, what system is perfect?
But we're
right?
grateful. I'm grateful.
Every day, I don't know. We came with nothing. We faced adversity. We had to
Here, Bobby has a question for us. He says, "What is your favorite 4th of July memory?" What is?
Oh.
Yeah.
Probably Disneyland.
And why is that? Why is that? Why is that?
It was colorful,
Yes.
celebratory. They had a parade going on. There were people from everywhere. So imagine, like I said, being a child and seeing all of that. That is magical. So Disney is really magical. Yeah, that is a magical kingdom. That was one of my favorite memories.
Well, how old were you that? How old were you that time?
I was young. I was like probably 9 years old, 9 or 10. Yeah.
I think one of my favorite memory was when I first came to this country. I was in Illinois, Midwest, and the 4th of July came. I think it was a great gathering, getting together. All our friends and relatives we're like a refugee and going to the park and fishing and just fishing and enjoying and having each other's company. And also as a kid, like, I get to play with the flare. And doing the firework, right? Who doesn't like firework or the sound of firework or cracker? Doesn't matter what country kids you're from, you love burning stuff and blowing things up. I'm a guy.
The
I was a
ozone,
boy.
the ozone doesn't like it.
I don't know the ozone, but as a kid, you love that.
Heck yes.
Especially coming from an Asian Chinese background.
Yeah.
We love the fire, especially the firecracker that and the rocket launcher. Now some of the stuff is illegal now, but my gosh, when we were a kid, we would love that, and all the uncles they're barbecuing, we're at the park, we're going fishing, and I remember that, and my uncles were just having fun, and then all the kids gathered around, and every other people, like when you go 4th of July, you have a cultural community, another table, and you're watching them. And just watching the kids with the flares, just waving and running around. We're just being kids, and then we mingle with other kids from other community.
Yes.
That is one of my favorite memory as a kid growing up in Illinois. When I was in Hawaii, the same thing too. Our family getting together and coming together, celebrate, and just enjoy and say thankful for the opportunity. And I love fireworks. Oh my gosh, I love the colors. I love the sound. I just love the people. Just
Even the smell's good, but it's not good for you. But it's good. you know what I would do? One of my favorite is after every 4th of July, the next morning. So I'd get so anxious, and me and my brother would compete on who's going to get up first, because some of the fireworks didn't get lit.
Oh, you're gonna go back and
so I would comb our street and to find the ones that
hasn't blown up.
And we'd light it. And me and my brother were like, I got you. I got 5. I mean, you get So that was it.
No,
that
those
was
are fun.
Yeah.
Those are very fun, especially the one like your uncle, like they're like, okay, come here. This is the one that no one has. I have this explosion, and we're trying to make it louder than what it is, or put we like MacGyver things out, right? Especially my cousin in Hawaii, we were crazy.
And they'll tell you, back home we could do these. They'll blow up and blow up their house.
Especially like the cherry bombs. Like we were. I mean, at our time we were actually being kids.
Yeah.
And allowed being kids, but understand the safety factor as well too. But I get it. when I was in Hawaii, all my cousin, and also watching the firework off the beach, the
Oh,
ocean.
that's got to be beautiful.
I know in
Yeah.
Clovis that they have that La Monica Stadium. In Clovis, they have the fireworks, and people are loving. I mean, I'm excited about what's going to happen all around our town tonight. You literally are sitting and watching. If you hit a certain spot, like I'm driving the freeway and you see something happening downtown area, under the city, because such a small town, but our air is so open, right? We don't have big skyscrapers to cover it.
Yeah.
We can see little sparks everywhere.
Wouldn't it be interesting to
Yeah.
see how they make the fireworks? Like the different type.
Yeah.
How do they get it so that you see stars in one goes
I've seen it.
faster?
I've seen it something.
Maybe Nick, I'm really intrigued now. I'm curious. I want to find out.
All I gotta say, thank you to the Chinese.
Yeah. Anybody
the
know?
gunpowder.
Yeah.
They know the
yeah.
rocket launch and stuff. I've seen some amazing things. It's science.
Oh, that's cool.
It's
That is
science.
a cool science.
It's a very good science, and
I'm sure there's a trick to it, though. How do they pack the stuff? I don't know. Now I'm all curious.
yeah, it's made in
Yeah.
China. What's another country?
Thank
but-
you, China.
Yeah, it's a history. on
Calm
fire-
down on the terrorists.
Yes.
I shouldn't have said that.
No.
Uh-huh.
But that's what I'm looking for. That's one of the great memories is 4th of July. It's just friends and families.
Yeah.
Of differences and sharing, especially potluck.
I was going to say
my
potlucks.
gosh.
Potlucks is that an American? I don't know. I love potlucks.
Yeah. Potlucks for us is as Laotians or Asian. We go to family. Everybody comes in and brings certain foods or make certain foods and put all on the table and enjoy. Especially living in this country. Oh my gosh! Especially when you have actual potluck, when you have American diversity of foods, of a culture, and put on the table and you sample. That's what's so great about.
I'm telling you, you can't go anywhere else in the world and get the diversity and the food. I would get tired. Now I don't even know how I'd live somewhere else, where I can't have my Mexican food or my Asian food or Korean, I couldn't do it.
I was telling
spoiled.
somebody when I first came to this country, I had my first Mexican food. The first
my
opportunity was my friend. I don't remember his last name, but I became a great friend with a kid named Alberto in Oswego, Illinois. If you guys are watching, if you're at Oswego and Alberto, if you remember, I was invited to your house one day because you said, "Oh, another kid." That looks different than me, that doesn't look like everybody else, from another country. We didn't speak English at all. We played soccer. All we did was a lot of smile, a lot of grunting, a lot of nodding. But I remember I was there that night before my parents came pick me up. His mom would literally go and make fresh tortillas.
Ooh,
and that is like something different. And also Spanish rice. I said, I'm Asian, I like rice, but then I had Spanish rice. Like, oh wow, this is fancy.
Yeah.
This is good. And that was the diversity I've had American, I have Russian food, I have Indian food, I've had other part of the country. That is what is so great about, food brings us together.
I don't know, but if you're watching,
making me hungry now.
appreciate you. We live like kings and queens. We really, really do. So appreciate what we got here.
What else do you guys have? Thank you guys. I see people are slowly tuning in too. So if you guys any questions or that you want to ask us about what our memories of 4th of July or what we thought about or any topic, doesn't matter. But like I said, and usually I go on live by myself, but I've got a troublemaker
I was
like
going to
me.
take over today.
Yeah,
but
she says,
you
I
caught
want to
me.
take, she said, I'm going to make trouble. I said, why not? Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's put the something 4th of July up there, celebration, and what is to be American was to be thankful for this great nation that we live in, whatever political view we have, man, we're able to express that, and understand. We might have our differences, but when we come together on a table and have a conversation, it's a beautiful thing.
Right.
It is amazing.
Yeah, watch your words for our country. Watch your energy towards
Yes.
our country. It doesn't matter. Everybody's got political issues and this, and that, and the other. But it's okay to have concerns. But I think that energetically, stay positive about it. And I really
Well, Bobby wrote. He says, hey, Chancellor Park's at 6:30. Freedom Fest is at Clovis High School at 4 o'clock.
4 o'clock. Okay.
Yes, and also I've been invited. I know Marcel invited me for a block party in the neighborhood that he's in.
There you go.
So there's a couple of things that's going on. I
I
know
think I'm going to go party hopping.
you are.
I'll come over to Marcel's too. Hey, Marcel.
We probably will, Marcel. We'll probably walk around your street, but it's going to be great. But the thing about it, yes, love celebration, but be responsible. There's going to be a lot of law enforcement out there, guys. you know what that means, because there are people that just take it to extreme, drinking and driving. Don't say, look, we have Uber, we have Lyft, we have people that out there. I want you to be responsible. And if you are playing with fireworks, be safe, guys. I know there are a couple of people out there, not maybe a few people in my neighborhood or around my neighborhood are going to be shooting that gun up in the air, or AK, or launching it off up there. We have a new system right now in the police department system where they can track you, pinpoint to a T where it is going off. So
don't do it. Don't do it.
if you said F this, whatever it is, you know what? Hey, look,
you're not gonna be badass in jail.
Don't be surprised. Don't be surprised when someone's knocking at your door and say, "Did you fire?" No, I didn't fire. We gotta pinpoint.
It's not worth it. How much is that gonna cost you? Not worth it.
Yeah.
Don't do it. Okay.
We said it's cost of freedom.
That's freedom of what?
That's so stupidity. That's not freedom. That's just being stupid.
But it's okay if it's worth it to you. Do it all day long.
Well, anything else? Anything else going on with you? Just anything else going on with you,
just a
Karen?
message. You know what? Well, with me,
Yeah.
no, I am just grateful.
Well, can I do a plug for you?
What? Okay, sure.
Do a plug for you? She's like, oh my gosh.
Well, I don't know which one he's gonna. What is he gonna plug right now? What is he gonna plug?
I'm gonna plug your show.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Hidden Wealth, guys. Come on. Hey, tomorrow, I know Friday, 9 o'clock, there is an interview she just did. That's going to be
Diana
out.
Gomez.
Yes.
Yeah.
If you don't, who is Diana Gomez?
She's one of the top authorities for the high-speed rail.
Yes.
Yeah.
And she was your guest in the interview, so she's going to release that.
And I liked it because I had a lot of teens that were curious. They were asking wonderful questions. They said, well, can you get her on? I said, oh, yeah, we'll reach out to her. And she was, nice enough to come on. And we had a great interview. I think there was, something released right after that interview, which we need to, I think.
Yeah. And I know the first we had Elena, and you had Nandeep was on, who was on the board of. If you guys, if this is something, this is what's so great about this country. If you are involved in your community, and you don't have to be like on the national level, but your community, if you want to find out what's happening in our valley, go to Hidden Wealth, guys, because she's got an amazing folks that she's interviewing that matters, and it's not trying to get political or anything. It's just find out why they do what they do and really have a conversation. That's so great about what she does and the platform that's able to allow her to do that. And of course, there are other shows here as well too. So I'll plug you guys. I'm gonna plug. I have no shame in plugging. You guys, if you guys get a chance, go to Mad Talk TV. I know this is streaming on Mad Talk TV as well too. So there's other great shows that we have on Mad Talk TVs. We've got the Steve and Bobby show that is on. You guys, there's some great topic. If you're into politics in general, you can watch some of the shows that are out there. I know that's tape here. Not only that, we got the Fighter's Voice last night. I did 2 shows of the Fighter's Voice Kick-Ass podcast. Great stuff. If you are into MMA, mixed martial art, make sure you do that, guys. I have no shame about if you are a sponsorship that's the one to help us. By all means, we also have other show, the hip hop scene that comes on Thursday with Sophia Ruby, giving people an opportunity, a voice in the community. Guys, that is happening. What else? Tu Musica, Supermax Nations, all these other shows is happening. If you are looking for content to develop, please contact me. Let me know exactly what you want. I would love to work with you guys, and especially business folks that are small business or big business that are looking for commercials or shoots. Contact me, guys. I've been doing this business long enough. That's what's so great about I'm able to create something and I have a team that makes it happen. So I have no shame in plugging what I do. I love what I do. That's why I live in this country, that I'm able to do these things I love doing and provide a voice, especially what Bobby and I are doing here at Mad Talk TV, Mad Production, is giving people in this community a voice.
Right. And in the Central Valley, having a platform in the Central Valley. Right. And you do a great job of it. He's great to work with. I'll plug you now.
I know, because I'm the Mad Laotian, I expect.
Yeah. No, he is great to work with. You really are. Yeah. Very, very patient.
Really?
Sometimes, yes.
How much patience do I have?
Well, to deal with me, he's got a lot of patience. Sometimes.
As an American, I take the fifth on that one. I might not want to incriminate myself. I know my rights.
Yeah, but I think we need this here in the Central Valley, right? We need a platform. So, any suggestions on what we could put on our shows would be great. Hidden Wealth is all about bringing community together. That's our
Yeah,
goal.
and I love what you're doing with the community beyond the hidden wealth, other groups that you with as well too. So, and I'm looking now. Just now, she's not just a big person in the community, but she's also a figure and a leader in the community, in your community as well too. And I love, and I'm fortunate and I'm blessed to be part of your community that you're always bringing me to the events that you have.
Yeah, you've attended a lot of it.
Yeah, and I felt like I'm part of the community now, but that's what makes American. Even though I might be different, but when I go to another community, they welcome you. That is what is so neat about.
Yes.
I can say the celebration this 4th of July is that they embrace you. There's so many events going on. Like, for instance, Happy Holy Week, things are happening, and other events you're going to be celebrating.
Yes.
And even with our community, you have the Hmong New Year that happens every year at the one of the biggest. Let me tell you, one of the biggest celebration. People actually fly from other country to celebrate that event that week, and a lot of people don't even know that it happens here. Even the people here, go get a chance. Maybe 1 or 2 days, go down to community and see what the celebration is all about. It is at the fairgrounds, other events. So we have events, festivals that goes on here as well
and
too.
free stuff too.
Absolutely.
A lot of free stuff.
Art
that
hop
will be
is
shared.
happening here at the local community.
Right.
Celebrations,
Yeah.
as we are expanding. We talk about downtown expanding that community events. What a great way. The Tower District, it's tons of stuff is going on.
Yeah.
The Save Mark Centers, tons of event. You know what? That we are actually known now.
Yeah.
In the sense that Save Mark is one of the hugest event venue
Yeah,
to
it's
be in.
awesome.
And so that's what's so great about we have here. And then of course we have our local university that is just amazing and that's happening as well too. But that's what I mean, like what other country can you find but here? Another
Yes,
city.
yes.
We just right here in Fresno.
But I think that it's important for us as a community to kind of shift our vibe.
Yeah.
And for me, it's all about where does our attention go.
I love that phrase.
We need to focus on the greatness in our community. There's great people in our community. There's cultures and traditions. We got plenty to keep us busy here. And I don't know. I think that's how we really celebrate. Wake up and celebrate life every single day.
Absolutely. Anything else you want to say or
That's
comment?
it. Happy 4th of July.
Happy 4th of July.
Thank you
Be
guys for
safe.
tuning in. And
She's gonna hang us. I've got to go do. I'm pulling double. I have to go back around. Usually I'm the one that's doing the controlling stuff. So you guys, thank you so much. I want to say in my language, Kopchai Musikun Pinong Talai. Aloha mahal to all my families and friends around the world as we celebrate 4th of July and what it's like to be in one of the greatest nation country. I appreciate it, and I would say a lot of my families that have been from Laos came here as a refugee. We know and we're appreciative that we're able to build a life for our family.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna whatever you want to say, Karen.
I'm going to say Sat Sri Akal ji, namaste, salam to everybody. Thank you guys for tuning in. You guys have a safe, wonderful Independence Day and celebrate for freedom.